Hey everybody at Caribou, I'm Carrie Cunnington. I'm really excited to spend our session together next week focusing on your development initiative. And really, the focus of our session is reminding you of who you are when you're at your best. And that's the beauty of Caribou's development process, is that you get to, Caribou is giving you time to remind you of who you are when you're at your best. Oftentimes we just dig into our roles and move forward, and we don't take a step back to say, what does that look like? So that's really where we're going to start next week. And I have two things that you can do to prepare for this session. And I would highly recommend doing it. It will really, you'll make the most of the session if you spend some time doing this. And for those of you who need some time to analyze and just think through some things, it's critical that you do this ahead of time. So the first thing I want you to do is to grab a pad of sticky notes. And I want you to go back over the course of your lifetime, and I want you to identify 30 moments in your life where you've just felt really good about you or who you are, what you've accomplished. And I want you to write those down. So when I say that, some of you are freaking out saying, oh my gosh, 30? Are you kidding me? I'm positive you can do this. So here are some examples. It might have been this morning when you were working with a client, or you were working with a customer or an internal customer, and you just had a great meeting that just went super well. Great, write it down. If it felt really good to you, write it down. I had one woman who said, when I was in kindergarten, I had this purple outfit I wore, and I felt like $1 million when I wore it. Great, write that down. I know some of mine have been personally or professionally. I want you to write it down. Please don't worry about if it's a personal experience or a professional experience. Just write them all down. Now, if you feel stuck or worried about how in the world am I going to come up with 30 experiences, here are some suggestions. One, go back through some old photo albums. And as you're paging through some photos or clicking through some photos, if the experience really plays a positive movie in your mind, write it down. Don't overanalyze, just write it down. Or go back through some old memory boxes or journals or something like that. You could ask some friends or family members and, just start brainstorming. Sometimes it's helpful to go back, like start at first grade and walk your way up, and maybe some ideas will pop into your mind, or perhaps it's easier just for you to just brainstorm them. But do whatever you can to come up with 30 of those experiences. And for some of you, they're just going to fly right out of your mind. Others of you, it's going to take you a few days to do that. But I want you to come into that session with a pad of 30 sticky notes that we'll be ready to dig into. The second thing you can do is print off the Strengths, Insight, and Action Planning Guide. So if you go to the Strengths Finder website where you got your top 5 talent themes, right below that is a button that says Reports. Click on that button and this report will print it out, and it's called the Strengths, Insight, and Action Planning Guide. It's about 20 pages. And what you can do to prepare for a session is read through this and underline or highlight words or phrases that really describe you at your best. When you think, oh my gosh, that's crazy, how did they know that? And what you can do, in addition to underlining or highlighting those, is add them to these sticky notes, because we'll work with those together. So as you can see in mine, I didn't underline or highlight everything. There were just words or phrases that I said, gosh, yes, that's when I'm at my best, I feel that way. So I want you to come in with that information, because this is your time to dig into you. Step away from your role for a few minutes and dig into you at your best. And that's really what we're going to work with. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at carrie@cunningtonshift.com, or reach out to Nancy Fisher. She knows exactly what's going on and can probably even help you out better than I can. But again, I'm really looking forward to working with you and digging into you at your best. And we're going to have a great session next week. See you then.